Mike's here. Okay, first thing, I'm excited. That was a great win for us. Really proud of our team, proud of the way we played at the end of the game. And one of our things that we preach in our plan to win is that we want to win the close games and win the fourth quarter. And that was something we did today. Now, it wasn't pretty. You know, I mean, it was a struggle. We didn't make it easy. We didn't make it simple. But we kept fighting. We kept going. We kept finding a way to make plays. And I got to give a lot of credit to our defense. They made the plays at the critical times at the end of the game. And, you know, the first of all, stopping them before the score that we took it down and scored. And then getting the sack fumble there at the end. Our defense created some havoc and some pressure. And that was a difference there at the end. Isaac Harker played outstanding. Bob Pugh played outstanding. I think our offensive line blocked very well today. The exciting thing for me and for us is that we won, but we can be so much better. You know, that's the exciting thing about it. We beat the number 9 team in the country. I think they were number 6 a week ago before they lost to Eastern Illinois. We beat the number 9 team in the country, and really if we play like we can play and don't make some of the mistakes we made there, we should have been able to put them away. But the bottom line is we won, and I'm excited. I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of the way they believed. They stuck together. They didn't start blaming each other. We didn't divide at the end. We fought through it, and we persevered. And I think that was huge. You know, we've had 2 very difficult games against them the last 2 years. Close games where we lost in the end. And I was proud of the way we finished today.
Questions? Mike, on the play that Kobe fumbled on, we were able to bring pressure off the left side, and that seemed to be the one thing they were having a little bit of trouble with in the second half. You know, I don't know if you expect that call to result in a turnover, but just, you know, that call, though, was successful earlier when Lionel Brown got a sack out of it. Obviously, even more so in that play. It looked like it was just going to take something like that to put a stake in this game.
Yeah, I think it was real good timing by Coach Cabral and our defensive staff to call the right blitz at the right time. And I think there were some frustrating times in those drives where they were completing some passes out on the outside. But I think we found a way to make plays when we needed to.
How much of a wrinkle did it add to the fact that Colby didn't start the game, so they changed their attack? Obviously, it had to be more of a running attack at that point, put the Wildcat quarterback in for a while. Then Colby comes back, and all of a sudden you're thrown back out of whack again. I mean, how much of a dynamic did that add to this game?
It was a challenge. You know, I think our defense, there were a lot of unexpected things, and they kind of ran 3 different offenses, you know, philosophically. You know, with the first guy, then with number 15, who's a really good player, by the way, and then when they brought Colby back in, it was like they were running 3 different offenses.
They were able to get 269 yards of total offense themselves in the second half, which isn't a good number, but you know, just talk about just the feeling it had to be on the sideline, you know, with the momentum swinging both ways, mainly their way in the second half. But how did the guys keep it together? How did they keep it from really getting out of control?
Here's what I would say. I got to give a lot of credit to our coaching staff. I got to give a lot of credit to our seniors and our leaders. We stayed together in the midst of a lot of adversity, and where you could drift apart and start blaming each other and start getting frustrated, and they just kept coming back, kept fighting back, and there was just a belief that we were going to finally find a way to win. And we did, and that's, if I was to give a title to this game, it was find a way to win, and we found a way to win.
Roland Genesee had some key carries in the second half in particular. That 41-yard run he broke, essentially put them in a position where they almost had to let you score. But he broke several others. He had, you know, the key run after he got the ball back after the fumble. Some tough running from him today, and it was had a lot of key moments.
That was outstanding running by Roland. It was good to get him back. It's kind of, you know, he's been beat up. He had bruised ribs from one game and then a hip pointer in another game. And he just hasn't been himself, and this was kind of his first time being healthy, and he showed what kind of a back he is when he's healthy. He played really well.
Any reminders on the sideline amongst the players themselves or the coaches or both? You know, this was looking like it might play out like last year's game against Illinois State. Do you think that entered the players' minds?
Well, we one of our things going into the game was to not allow that to happen. You know, we wanted to find a way to win. We wanted to finish the game. You know, like the last 2 years we haven't finished, and today we finished, which wasn't pretty, but we finished. Which is the bottom line is we won.
Any injuries? The only guy I saw go down was Preston Collier.
Yeah, I think he came back and played. I don't know how bad he was. Jordan Jackson came out. I don't know exactly the extent of that. Other than that, you know, I got to give credit to our strength and conditioning coach Dave McManus and our players, because they worked really hard this summer. They worked really hard this training camp fall, and I thought we were in very good physical condition today, and we were able to persevere through the game not only from a mental standpoint, but from a physical standpoint with the heat the way it was. I was very proud of the way we fought through it.
1-0 in the league, and obviously some positive momentum moving forward. That's huge, and just talk about the importance of that, and not only that, putting a pretty quality opponent hanging an L on that as well.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, in some ways, the fact that we're going straight through and without a bye and opening the league with Illinois State is tough. But I think our guys were up to it, and I think our guys took it on as a challenge, and we rose above it and found a way to beat them. A very good football team, and I give them a lot of credit. They're very good, and they kept fighting back too. And it's good to be 1-0 in the league, and we have a very important game next week, homecoming against a much improved Missouri State team, and we've got to play our best. Other questions? Anything? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shouldn't we all?
You all set, Mayor?
Yes.
All right.
Questions for our student athletes?
Sorry, I want to make sure that's working. Kenyatta, I'll let you go first. You guys needed a big play. That ball's loose. Just tell me how you saw that play and how big your anticipation was to try to get that loose ball.
I knew we needed to stop, as you said, and I was just counting on the other 10 players on the field to do their job, and I did my job, and I was in the right place, right time to make the play that we needed.
As a defensive lineman, when you see a ball loose like that, what's your reaction? What's your instinct? Obviously, you did what you were supposed to do, but how excited are you to get one like that? I mean, that's got to be big.
Yeah, you can't think about it, just react. See the ball on the ground, scoop and score. That's it. Just react to the plays and make the plays that come your way.
When you had the ball in your hands, did it feel like a game-killing play?
Yeah, it did.
Tell me how that felt.
It was exciting to know that basically the defense did what we had to do to stop. I had a big part in doing it, including Joe Griffin for causing the fumble, had me in position to really scoop the ball up.
For both you, Kenyatta, and Sally, you can weigh into this too if you want. You guys, the one thing you did do well in the fourth quarter was bring that pressure off their right side to the left side. Lionel got a sack from that side too earlier in the quarter, and just talk about that play working for you, at a time where you needed a play to work.
We just trust our coaches. They're out there scheming it up. I mean, they're getting late hours in the week. I mean, they don't leave until 1 in the morning most weeknights, and then they're back in there about 5 a.m. And so, you know, that is all scheme. You know, I think we could put anybody there. Now, Lonnell's a great player, made a great play, but that play right there was coached.
Roland, you were able to, well, it seemed like kill the Redbirds off with some runs, and then they were able to come back. But talk about your running in the fourth quarter, and Coach Sanford mentioned how you're feeling a little bit better physically, and that seemed to be evident today. You know, talk about that too, and how much that meant to today's win too.
I definitely feel better than I did the past 2 games. And fourth quarter, I knew that it was crunch time. We haven't beat Illinois State in a while, and I knew that, we just had to bring it all and just not let them come back in the game. Do everything I could to kill them.
Isaac, it was a day of kind of alternating fortunes. You know, one series would be really good, the next series would. You just talk about hanging in there and keeping the offense in a position to win the game as you did late, and you know, just kind of what kind of day it was in terms of the flow and the momentum.
Yeah, it seemed like some drives we had a lot of rhythm and we're moving the ball pretty steady, and then others it wasn't going so well. But I think that moving forward, we're just going to try and be more efficient and do our assignments.
Sally, it was a weird day for the defense because they unexpectedly don't play their starting quarterback, which completely changes their attack. They go briefly to a wildcat attack, and that changed things. And then their starting quarterback does come back. Just talk about the defensive day and just all the different, you know, scenarios you had to face, and you know, it's like they played 3 different offenses today.
Yeah, I mean, they came out and they, you know, they weren't really sure what they wanted to do, and I think we did a great job preparing. Like I said, we're just bringing it back to the coaching staff. You know, Coach DeBerry and Coach Jackson and Coach Cabral, all of them, Coach Mo, Archie, they all do a great job. And you know, we definitely weren't expecting it, but after we got the first series down with number 3, you know, they saw what he was doing, and you know, their plan. And I think we did a pretty good job. Obviously, you know, they brought in the Wildcat quarterback, and we really needed to step up, you know, in the run game for sure. And I think we made a statement today with that, stopping the Wildcat. And then number 16, he gets props, man. That's one tough kid, because you know, watching him in warm-ups, you could tell he was hurting, and he's been beat up these last couple weeks. And then I think we beat him up a little bit too. So you know, he gets props, but. That's definitely bringing it back to the coaching staff doing a wonderful job.
For any 4 of you guys can answer this question, how much was last year's Illinois State game on your minds? It was looking like this scenario, it was a similar scenario to last year where they were able to rally and get within range. Is there any discussion among the players about avoiding that happening again this year?
Not necessarily avoiding that, but the last 3 years have kind of really, you know, made us mad. 3 years ago, they beat the crap out of us. 2 years ago, we were up, they came back and beat us. Last year, they came back and won. And, you know, that we just talk about having chips on our shoulders. Well, those are those chips we talk about. And that's that we were talking about all week. It wasn't, you know, just when they started coming back. It didn't bring back memories. You know, it's just something we had on our minds the whole time.
Any other questions?
Any thoughts on that from the 3 of you guys?
We definitely had it on our mind. Like every day of practice, it was like finished. That was our motive. We just got to finish the game. I feel like last week helped us out too. So now we know how to be down and come back, how to be up and finish the game.
Gentlemen, any of you can answer this. That's a hell of a win in many variables. One being the first win since 2010 over ISU. They're 9th in the FCS coming into today, and opening up the Valley Play. How does that feel to get, you know, win number 1 in the Valley Play against a formidable opponent in Illinois State?
Great. Great. Honestly, that was awesome. That's what we expected to go out and win, and we needed it, you know. But, you know, just to clarify, they are the other ISU. We are ISU.
The real ISU.
Anything else?
Yeah, Solly, late in this game, Coach talked about it when he was in here, just how easy it would have been for you guys to kind of drift apart as a unit. But you guys as a team really pulled together. And I single you out because I heard you yelling on the sideline to the defense late in the game. Just talk about like what you said to the team and what you guys did to stay together as a group today.
Well, I don't think I can tell you what I was saying, but you know, we've really put a focus and emphasis on coming together and having confidence in the offense to get their job done, and having confidence in the defense to get their job done. You know, both sides of the ball, because you know, in the past years we've had a lot of times where you know, we beat down, and then next thing you know, we hear third down, defense get ready, and I'm like, dang, man, come on. And we really try to nip that in the bud, you know. You get to go out on the field, you got to play, you got to have faith that they're going to get their job done. And, I mean, just try to really bring it together. Honestly, I told the corners and the safeties, I said, if you don't think you're the best DB out here, go inside. We'll win the game without you. Because that's the mentality you need to have.
Anything else? Gentlemen, thank you.